Hi everyone, welcome back to Studio G. We're outside, but it's very pleasant. We're just outside the garage again
Sun's
today.
still up too.
Yeah, we haven't.
Although we don't see the sun very well here.
That's true. A lot of
trees.
A lot of trees where Denny lives. So today we're going to talk about art. Believe it or not, we've talked about music, sports, movies, all kinds of topics, but we're going to talk a little bit about painting. And the reason being, we both had parents who liked to paint. Why don't we
Yes.
start with you? It was your mom in your case, right?
Exactly. Both my folks have long since passed. Got a couple of pictures of my dad in the house. One, he's got an FBI hat on and he's pointing a gun right at the camera. And there's another one that I found of him when he was in college. He played football at Missouri.
Yeah.
So I've got that one.
Right.
But that's all I have of my dad on the wall, other than one with him and my mom. My mom was a great painter. She started out with sketches in Illinois,
Okay.
and then she graduated to doing oil paintings, but then she got into watercolors, which was the vast majority of her work. And over the years, we've collected a number of her paintings. And it was interesting, after she passed on, she had a trove of pictures
Right.
that my brother in Virginia had stored for her.
Yeah, this is a good story about Dennis's family.
A whole bunch. And so me and my four siblings, I'm the oldest, we had, after the memorial service, we went to my brother's place, had a couple of beverages, and we had a draft.
Right.
And we went from oldest to youngest, and then youngest to oldest, and we picked paintings, and that's how we distributed her work.
And
But
there
when-
was a lot, right? Didn't
Oh.
Didn't each sibling end up with 5 to 10 paintings or more, something like that?
huge number of
Yeah,
paintings, and
yeah.
it took a number of years to get them framed, too.
Right. Yeah, no, I think that's great. So in just a minute, we're going to take a look at some of those and some of the paintings that my dad painted. So in my case, not my
Go
mom,
ahead.
it was my dad. And my dad always liked art. I always remember him talking about how he sort of was self-taught. He began with drawing and just worked on that as a young adult. Anyway, my dad really loved oil painting. He dabbled a bit in watercolors like your mom, but for him, he liked the oils, and I think it was because he sort of liked starting a painting and then constantly coming back to it,
Right.
where the watercolors are more of an in-the-moment thing. And I think for my dad, he just liked the patience it took and revisiting those paintings until it was the way he hoped they would be and make someone feel something. So my dad, it was just a hobby, never anything professional, but I had always admired that he put the time in. And
It still
and
took talent.
It took some talent, and I have never been able to paint like my father.
I was
No
going
way.
to say, the talent that your dad had, the talent that my mom had,
Right.
we inherited none of it.
Nope. Neither one of us.
I could draw a stick figure, that's about it.
My drawing's pretty pathetic.
Yeah, mine is terrible.
Which is why we make videos, everybody.
Exactly.
I guess that's my talent, but I admire people who can do artwork. Your mom and my dad. I don't know. I'm impressed by both of what they left behind for us, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Take a tour.
Let's take a tour.
This is a picture my dad called the three-legged horse. Because if you look, you only see three legs. If you get close, you can see the right hind leg.
Okay, let's start with this painting done by my dad in the 1950s. This is a little house they once lived in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. As far as the family knows, probably one of the first he did, certainly in North America. There's no surviving paintings from his days as a young guy in England, so this will be probably the earliest one we have that was done by my dad.
My mom loved porches. A lot of her paintings have porches. This one is, I believe, was done in Alexandria, Virginia. And you'll notice in the bottom right, that looks like a Pinto. Another porch, I'm not sure exactly where this is, but she did a number of paintings in Richmond, Virginia along Monument Avenue, where they have some big stately homes and a lot of outdoor porches. Frankly, I'm of the opinion that every house should have a front porch.
So when you look at this one, it does remind one of Hawaii. And as far as I know, though, my dad never went to the tropics. He never told us that he went anywhere near a tropical climate. So this was all from his imagination, I guess from some photographs too. One of my favorites, sort of a Hawaiian beach scene, you might say.
This is one of the few oil paintings we have. This is the Greenbrier Resort where my folks lived for about 6 years. And in fact, my mother-in-law bought this painting. And upon her death a couple of years ago, we got it back.
So by looking at this, you can see this painting, very simple, pink background and a little ballerina in the foreground. This might be my favorite one. A little saloon out in the middle of nowhere, possibly the Arizona desert.
I can't tell you much about this one other than I like the color and the fact that it was fall. Fall is one of my favorite seasons. Again, this was up in their house for many, many, many years. Only other oil we have, one of her still life oils she did, probably long before she did lots of watercolors. Really loved still life, and that's what she did most of her oil paintings on, until she graduated to watercolors.
This is a still life done by my dad, and he painted this one for my mom, I think to celebrate maybe one of their wedding anniversaries. So this one done by my dad for mom. Still life of flowers in oil.
Who is that? That's a young Denny Bounds. I must have been in college. Home for the summer, and I was her model. Long hair. Got no more walls left to put stuff up.
Yeah.
It's all her work.
Right, right. No, it's lovely stuff, as the viewers just saw. Yeah, your mom had a real talent for it, and hopefully they see some of that talent in my dad's work too. That was fun. It was fun to show people and talk about some of the paintings and what they meant to us, I guess, right?
Yeah, my mom, for a while, they lived on the grounds of the Greenbrier Resort, and she was the artist in residence there. There was one time too that she went to France and spent a month at some castle.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were invited. They had to make application.
Right.
And her application was accepted, and the one thing that she had to do was do a painting and leave it there.
Wow. Oh,
So,
cool.
yeah.
So she left.
Got a good trip to France.
Right,
Because
right.
of her talent. My early remembrances were her doing sketches.
Yeah.
She drew advertisements for the local newspaper back in Illinois.
Right.
That's as far back as I can remember, and I don't know how she got it started, but
Right.
she just kept
And
on.
she kept doing it most of her life, right?
Yeah,
To
that
near
was
the
that was
end.
her hobby.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was
Same
her
with
hobby.
my dad. He kept painting till almost the end. So yeah. All right. Well, there you go. That's a look back at some talent that one of our parents had in each case. Yeah.
None of us has that talent.
Right.
Not one bit.
Not one bit. Well, we'll just keep talking here on camera. How's that?
Yeah,